Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot with Melrose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology post, the first half of which you can find on my other channel, which is called Astrology Today with Melrose. The idea behind the second post is to provide some further intuitive insight into the day's energies based on the day's aspects. First, I'll discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll do a quick rundown of the day's astrology before I throw a random card that will give us a little something more to think about. Let's get into it, shall we? So the tarot card that sits on the side of the page is the Nine of Swords. It represents the second decan, or the second 10 days of the sun's transit through Gemini. So here we are right in the middle of the sun's transit through Gemini. And Gemini is an air sign. This is very much about information and what we do with it. Our thoughts, our plans, and the way we use our words. And here with the Nine of Swords, Swords is also a representative of the element air. Here with Swords, we see somebody whose thoughts, who the information they have or the thoughts that they're having are really giving them some trouble, perhaps keeping them up at night or giving them bad dreams or headaches. This is a very mentally anguished and anxious state to be in. One can feel quite hopeless, especially if you can't get sleep because of the thing that we are dwelling on that we really can't do anything about. So this is a reminder that, anxiety does happen. We do sometimes come to these moments where either something so terrible has happened or something that, we deem to be terrible has happened, or, I don't know, sometimes it's because somebody talked about us the wrong way, or, in a way that hurt our feelings, or sometimes it's just about the way we think of ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves, the kind of things we get involved with that are not to our, that don't have our best experience in mind. So whatever it is that might be causing you to ruminate, to dwell on the details of a particular situation that has you very upset, understand that it's not just your brain that is affected, it's not just your mood that is affected, but it's also your ability to keep engaged in the things that you are engaged in the world, okay? So it can be bad for your timing. It'll be harder to show up for work. You might let things fall by the wayside if you allow yourself to stay in an anxious frame of mind. And also, when we're not getting sleep, that's not very good for our body. We'll skip out on our routine. We'll start eating poorly, that kind of thing. So when you find yourself getting into that state of anxiety where you're ruminating about something and you're starting to let things slide a little bit, like, oh, I'm just going to do the dishes tomorrow, right? It's time to pull back from that. It's time to find a way to retrieve your own brain, okay? Snatch it back and say, this isn't what I'm doing with my brain, okay? We've got to find something else to do with it. Focus on something that drives your imagination. Focus on something that you have to do, like your work or your schoolwork. Focus on anything that can help you not think about that thing that you can't do anything about, but that is so upsetting to you, okay? And if you cannot get control of your brain on your own, then ask a friend for help, all right? There's always somebody out there who can talk to you, who can hear you out, and who can, sometimes just expressing it really helps take the sting and the anguish out of it. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards while I remind myself and the cards that the sun is in Gemini. And Gemini is very much about how we use the information that comes in and our data, how we think about it, what we do to collate it in our intellectual, creative brains, and how that gets mixed into our own self-expression. So it's about listening, it's about reading, it's about taking in information and finding ways to express what we have learned in a way, hopefully, that's helpful for for people. But Gemini really just wants to communicate. And then the moon is in Libra, so it's a waxing gibbous moon. I got it right today, friends. And the waxing gibbous moon is a time where we are acting on the plans we have made so that we have some goal that we have achieved or partially achieved by the time we get to the full moon when it comes up. So this moon in Libra, you know, Libra helps us practice good judgment, ask the discerning questions, see what may come up as we go. We can revise the plan as we're working it into being, as we know that we need to go to a different place to do this, or you know, set this up in a different way. So that's really good. That's very positive. And Gemini and Libra are both air signs, so the intellect is on top right now. We've got cardinal and dispersing. So, you know, we're coming up with great ideas and we're sharing a lot of information at this time. On the moon side of the page, we have one aspect, and it's the moon in opposition to Mars. A little self-discipline challenge early in the morning. A little, I don't want to, I don't feel like doing what I have said that I would do today, you know, even if that's just getting out of bed and feeding the cat. Sometimes we have those days that just slow us down a little bit. And this is the slow your roll. This is the, you know, don't be in a hurry, but also, you know, the self-discipline challenge. Like, of course we have to do what we said we would do. And then on the sun side of the page today, sun goes trine to the moon. This is an indicator for that waxing gibbous moon, and it's really a blessing of positive self-alignment. That's the outer life in a really harmonious vibration relationship with the inner life. So hopefully, you know, we are thinking and feeling exactly what we know we think and feel, and it all feels quite good. And so whatever we express is coming out, you know, in a coherent way, and we and it's brilliant. It's brilliant because it's us, right? As long as you're being yourself and expressing yourself in that spirit of positive self-alignment, then, you know, yeah, you're good. You're golden. You're in a good creative space. Sun sextile Chiron. Share to get that boost of confidence. So Sun sextile Chiron right now is it's really like the healing light of the sun is shining on you know, our old social wounds. So what we're learning now is that we can have confidence in some people, and actually we can have confidence in ourselves. And one way that you have confidence in yourself is, you know, maybe if you feel like you have a little less confidence, you share about yourself anyway. And you share something about yourself with somebody like, you know, a coworker, somebody that you socialize with, and they offer you their support because they think it's a great idea and they're happy to see you being yourself and expressing yourself in that way. And then you get a boost of self-confidence and you're like, hey, yeah, I am on the right track. I'm pretty good at this, huh? So yeah, share about yourself. Somebody will appreciate it and you will get that boost of self-confidence. And that's what that highly functional positive aspect is about. The sun, Mercury trine Pluto here has been going on for a month or more, and Mercury trine Pluto has been this beautiful sort of back and forth between the conscious intellect and sort of the unconscious, the submerged part of ourselves that sends up messages, but we don't always get them if our intellect isn't engaged, right? So right now, what comes up comes out. If it's a fear or an insecurity or, you know, a deeply held desire or you know, even a secret joy, you know, it's going to find expression. Because Pluto is retrograde, and that's all about the changes we're going through on the inside. And then Mercury is here to just say it out loud for us to find a way to get it expressed. And that trine functioning, really a blessing, like angels from above saying, yes, look inside yourself and see what you can say about it. And then Saturn is also retrograde through October 22nd. Saturn's retrograde, you know, I mean, We've been going through this Pluto and Capricorn thing for almost 30 years. So our foundations and institutions have changed. Our traditions have changed very much over that time. And Saturn, Saturn rules Capricorn where Pluto is. So Saturn is very much about tradition and institution and foundational principles and just that good old work hard and build strong things, right? So Saturn in retrograde right now is kind of giving us an opportunity to review the rules by which we live, just knock down some walls in some places, put up some walls in some other places, find out what's necessary about the social mores we follow, the religious traditions we follow, the social traditions that we follow, and, not saying to break the rules, but to put some rules under review and ask yourself whether they're still working for you. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So the Ace of Pentacles is a blessing of a physical resource. It's the Ace of Pentacles says, here's your bright shiny penny. And it talks about our health and our finances. So, here's your happy, healthy body. Here's your complete physical self, but also, here's your financial wellness sort of made whole, right? So that when we see the Page of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles coming in with a pentacle, just like this one, it's almost like they're making an offer to us. It's almost like they're bringing us a gift. And so this is the gift. The gift is you have a body and you can, because you have a body, you have life in this world, and you can make something that has value to you if you only work for it. That is Saturn all day long on the chaise long. So that very much speaks to Saturn, but Saturn is retrograde right now. So I'm gonna say, while you're questioning the way you do things about certain things, about certain other things, if you know that you're doing a good job, don't just throw out your best ideas. Don't throw out your best policies and practices because, oh, we've got to put everything under review and throw it all out the window and start from scratch on everything. No, you do not have to do that, okay? Please, if you're minding your pennies, keep minding your pennies, all right? If you're paying your bills on time, please pay your bills on time. If you are taking care of your body to the best of your ability right now, then, keep doing that. That stuff works. We know that it works. So, don't throw that stuff out and say, oh, I don't have to worry about, my health and I don't have to worry about my finances and everything is just going to be hunky-dory if I have a positive attitude, because that, my friends, is not the case, okay? We still have to be willing to work. We have to take what is given us, this beautiful body that we are given. We have to take what is given of us and use it to make something, to create something that has value for us, that is strong for us. Taken together with the Nine of Swords, I see anxiety about money. And there's also anxiety about health there, but anxiety is a health problem. So of course we'd have anxiety about health if we were having anxiety about anything else, right? But anxiety about money particularly is what I see here. So, this is probably so commonplace that we have no idea how many of our friends and family members and neighbors are really struggling to make ends meet at this time, okay? Seriously, the cost of gas has gone way up. The cost of groceries is way up. I've had to cut other things out of my budget that used to be there so that I can make sure that I can, afford the things that I absolutely have. And I know that if that's the case for me, that is the case for a lot of people, because I am not all that out of the ordinary. So, you know, we have to unravel this anxiety about the money somehow, right? Having anxiety about our financial situation, is natural if we've got bills that are not getting paid, or if we're, you know, struggling with credit collectors, or you know, it's normal if we are even just making ends meet, you know, to have some anxiety about this. Also, some of us, you know, sometimes we just make really terrible choices in money. A lot of us didn't learn, I guess, at the right time, or, you know, didn't get informed correctly about how we handle our money. And so, you know, we spend sort of our lives in this anxious state of like, I really don't know what I'm doing. And then, you know, spending it however we can when we've got it in our hands. So, a lot of anxiety around finance in the world, and that's really normal. That's really normal. I recommend educating ourselves, right? So part of the way to come out of this mental anguish and this anxiety is just to get more information. Gemini, Libra, okay? Part of staying true to your goals is knowing how you're going to afford to do what you're going to do, right? So gather more information. The information is out there and it is available to you. Find something that resonates for you, how to learn how to manage your own money if that's the issue that you're having, okay? And, you know, then there are those of us who are managing our money just fine, but there just really isn't enough for everything that we'd like to have or everything we had thought we could plan to do. And that can be a problem too. And again, we still have to manage the anxiety. We still have to have control of our brain. Remember yesterday we had King of Cups, and that was very much like we have to manage our emotions well so that we can keep our mind clear, right? Allowing ourselves to get wound up, upset, or angry when times are tight, or when we're not, you know, when we're coming up short, that does not make the situation any better or easier for us, right? So we've got to remain calm. We've got to remain calm, and we've got to focus on what we do have and being grateful for that, okay? And also, you know, make sure that we absolutely try to make sure that we are doing everything we can with our money. Yeah, it's a time of anxiety around money. I feel it. I feel it from a lot of people. So, and I'm right there with you. Like, when are these gas prices going to stop rising? So, yes, please, if you are struggling with anxiety around your finances, I cannot give you advice about that. That's not what I do. But find somebody who resonates with you that you think can give you good advice and learn something about managing your money. And if you are already an accountant and you already know how to manage your money, and yet still somehow you are coming up short, well, if you're an accountant, I don't know, maybe you're not charging enough. Anyway, everything's going up. A lot of us are going to have to raise our rates one way or another. Yeah, I have to say that because as a massage therapist, which I still do professionally, you know, my rates have gone up over the past few years. And with this coming in, they're going to have to go up again because literally everything costs more. So, you know, if it's costing me more, then I'm going to need more money to meet those costs, right? So think about that. If you're running your own stuff, or if you're helping somebody run the stuff, think about raising the rates for sure. I mean, everybody else is doing it. It doesn't necessarily make it easier for people, but, you know, we have to get paid what we're worth. Yeah. I believe that's all I have to say about it, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Mel Rose. I appreciate your presence with me, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more astrology today and tarot.